These people at Vice do not know when to quit. They keep constantly just doing this type of stuff thinking that they're gonna get a W, when you're the same company that went out their way to just say that cuties get a pass, even though it had real kids doing a lot of stuff that should not be seen, but you do it anyway and gave them a pass. Alright, so when it comes down to things, we already know Vice News dropped a video talking about Lolis and how it's kind of some pet stuff and how that actually correlates to real life when it actually really doesn't, and it's just a whole confusing conversation altogether that doesn't necessarily make any type of sense, but Vice is going to do what it wants to do, and it's going to look stupid as it wants to look stupid. There's a couple of things we need to talk about when it comes to this. Number one, first of all, in a silly sort of sense, Lamine has a building in Japan. There's a building called Lamine. Is she a real estate agent? If so, that means my baby is making bank. That's some nice stuff right there. So when she get out to that, we're gonna be making some money together. Number two, what manga is this? I want to know because it looks kind of fun. What is this? It's blurred out, obviously we ain't gonna necessarily see it, but what is this, by the way? Just let me know in the comments. If you tell me what it is and your information is correct, I will be more than happy to shout you out in a video. Let's actually get into the meat potato of this. When it comes down to things, there's 3 different things that is wrong when it comes to this video. Number one, you have this comments on the video turned off, knowing full blown well that means you're probably going to get, you know, tossed into some hate or something like that because you rightfully deserve it, and you're going to get called out for wrong things that you pointed out in the video that makes no sense. Number two, you went as far as to blacklist this video from anybody in Japan to see it outside of having like a VPN or something like that, which that's also like something that's really stupid. Why did you why are you so scared of Japan seeing it? Are you scared of getting sued, which honestly would be funny, and I would be loving to see that fireworks that go off from that? Or are you scared? There's no reason for you to be, you know, blacklisting this from Japan. If you're so certain that you're right, let Japan see. Why are you so scared? And number three, you have an ex-NHK reporter reporting on this. And let's be honest, anytime there's like an ex-reporter of something coming through, that's some problems to be had, honestly. That's some actual problems to be had, and something that's not going to be right. You know, there's some trouble that's going to come with that reporter in some shape and form. Do not cover a topic you don't know if you literally just going to go in here just for a quick buck or a quick view. Don't ever do that. Number two, this is not some regular topic that you can just go into thinking that you know something about when you clearly don't, and then just say that's pretty much how it is when it's not even the case. Do you even know the history of lolly? Did you know that a lolly was the first Gentai content piece of material that was ever really made? Did you know that the modernized look of a cat girl actually came from a lolly? Did you also know that in 1980s Japan had a lolicon boom, and that was the majority of a lot of lolly content existing, even a lot of content that would not be approved by these days, but thanks to laws and stuff over there in Japan helped it to kind of stay alive in some shape and form, even if it was going through a rough time. You probably didn't know a lot of this information, and the crazy thing is there's a whole history video I have talking about lollies and lolicons in anime and manga, and no one watches it. It only has 313 views from the last time I checked. Why only that much? It should have at least over 10,000 personally, so people can actually be smart and knowledgeable. Why are people not doing that? I don't have any clue. And this is why we constantly have people coming in and hating on lolly for absolutely no reason. A lot of time people come in and hate on the subject and you know nothing about the subject. If you're gonna hate on something or like something, at least learn about it before you go into it. And that is the horrible thing that this lady tried to do in this video. It doesn't make any type of sense. Like the manga artist that she tried to cover in the beginning of this video, when she tried to talk to him about, oh, this McDonald's rap pacing of this one young girl getting kind of used by this old man, you know, he kind of classified it as the girl was having desires of herself even if she didn't realize it, and it's just, you know, it kind of is more about her than it is about the actual thing of the McDonald's rap hey itself, which I have seen multiple different anime and manga, and that is kind of true. I have seen that type of stuff happen before, but when it comes down to things, she just really just like, oh my gosh, this whole one big thing with the McDonald's rap. Hey, I cannot believe it. But like, yeah, but there's actually other things outside of that that's actually more important too. And it's just like, this rap, hey, is everything. Like, calm down, lady. Calm the actual hell down. And she keeps going on about it for the whole video. And hell, even the person before the manga artist that we just talked about came through and said, like, you just let people enjoy things in their own private worlds. Yeah, she's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. These Lolicons are some type of pet. We must get them all in jail. Do you not hear me? Like, bro, actually calm down. And then you have this one lady to come up in the video to be like, I cannot believe this. These characters, this is a human violation. How is it a human violation that they're on paper and they don't exist? I don't necessarily understand that, unless you're saying that air also has a human violation, meaning we shouldn't stop, meaning that every human on this planet needs to stop breathing air because it's a human violation to the air that we breathe, and we're just breathing up all their cousins and relatives and all that type of stuff, and it's not their right. And it's not our right to be breathing air. Is that what you're trying to say? Also, you also had this one actual predator to come through into this video, and then you're just like, and then they try to use it as some type of, yes, this is the thing that I did. This is hurting people. This should not be existing. Number one, if you read this book, and if you're acting on impulse, that is not due to the book, it is due to you, because you should be way stronger than that mentally. This is why I tell people previously back in the day, if you're gonna get into lolly and stuff like this, be sure to be mentally strong, because a lot of times there are gonna be some crazy things that happen, and it's gonna be kind of high, and it's at the same time you gotta be strong to handle that mentally. That's why that's why you have these ratings of different things that people can get into. Not is it only an age gap for people to just, you know, get into for different age groups, but mental maturity as well. For M-rated games, are you mentally mature and are you adults? Can you handle that type of stuff? That's what the game is entrusting you. So when you play it and then you end up doing something in real life that you shouldn't have been doing, it's not the game's fault, it's you, because you wasn't mentally mature enough to handle it. And then they have the nerve to go over Japan and be like, yes, lolly is so bad, they shouldn't have these little, you know, characters being used in these sort of ways. And then you have America kind of doing the same thing with their young characters too, and just going even worse with it, and it doesn't make any type of sense at all. Again, don't jump on a topic if you don't know nothing about it. Just shut up and let people actually that knows about the topic discuss it. And I know there also is another lolly history video that exists out there, by the way. Do not watch that video, because while they have some points that is true, I will give them that, they are missing a lot of vital details, and some of their points is actually not accurate and wrong. One of the people that's even in the video, like at the very end, was like this lawmaker dude, and he was basically like shown this book of this lolly and whatever was happening, honestly, and they went out their way to just show him this book and say, like, what is your opinion of it? And you know what the smartest thing this man said? This man said this is an adult comic that depicts a child. That's it. An adult comic that depicts a child. Do you know how smart that is, honestly? That means it's a book for adults to read. People over the age of 18 and 21. People that can, you know, look at this type of material. That are legally allowed to look at this type of material. That's pretty much the whole entire thing when it comes down to it. That's it. It's for adults in adult spaces, not for kids to be indulging themselves into, because they shouldn't know about this. And then they also have the nerve to put up a poll about things kind of getting worse over the years, which, yes, it does suck, and it is true that things does get worse over the years, but not just due to manga though. Like, not due to that though, because if we're being perfectly honest, you don't need to show a predator some type of book or media to make them want to go after somebody's kid. You don't need to necessarily do that. They'll just do it anyway, which is why they're locked up and hopefully somewhere far away from kids in general. And the thing is too with this video as well, the lady did not even go up to people and ask, why do you like lollies? What is so special about them? What is the history behind it? She didn't do any of that and just said, yeah, this is bad because I deem it so, because morally it's wrong. Yes, of course it's morally wrong. Other types of fetish art is morally wrong, but does it be illegal though? No, because obviously if you like this type of material, are you going to do it in real life? For my Guro Gore people, are you going to gut somebody out in real life? No, you are not. For my fetish people that like some, family times, do you like some of that? Would you want to do that in real life with your family members? Probably not. Same thing for Lolicon people. Hey, do you want to go to some type of school and see what you can do up there? Most likely not, because all of it will be making you go to jail, which is why we also have this in fiction, and why fiction is honestly superior when it comes to these dark desires and stuff. Some of these manga artists do believe that some of their work can potentially help out and stop any potential crime that comes through when it comes to this work. And I've seen even the anime man said this a long time ago, and I have to kind of agree when it comes down to things. If this stops somebody from actually doing something to a real life child, then that's perfectly fine. Is it the most optimal thing that I would want to see? Should the person get some actual therapy and help? Yes, absolutely. But if this helped them stop, at least it's something, and that does more than what Aunties have done over the years. What has Aunties actually really done to help out somebody? They don't post no charity links. They don't actually donate to a charity themselves. All they do is dox people and just annoy people online to the point it's ridiculous, and it doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. And they're not even doing it just to help any type of kid. They're just doing it for their own self-benefit and wasting public and government resources on a problem that should not be a problem at all, because it's fine over here in the US as well. It's also fine in Japan. Maybe not everywhere else, but it's fine in these two places, which is why the hell are we having this problem? I don't know. If I'm being perfectly honest, if I had a kid, I would rather have my kid be in the hands of a babysitter that's a lolicon or a shotacon versus any type of person. Overall, on this entire topic, again, if you don't know what you're talking about, please shut up. If you don't know the history about it, please watch this video so you can understand the history of it and then formulate an opinion of it, because again, this is a topic that many people get into that really shouldn't be getting into because they don't know anything about it. You cannot handle this as a regular topic. This is a very special case and a very special topic that people should honestly really discuss and talk about more. The only problem is, especially when it comes to the anime YouTube side of things, ain't no big anime creator gonna really be talking about it, which is really stupid, because now we have things like Pixiv going on with their banning of lolly and other type of fetish art and work too, because you think you're just getting rid of lolly. No, you're getting rid of everything else too that is weird. So, that's just how it is. Ever heard of the saying, one bad apple ruins the bunch? Because that's essentially what it is. Just because you don't like lolly does not necessarily mean you shouldn't know anything about it. Or if something push comes to shove when it comes to your art expression and your freedom to draw whatever, you should honestly go as far as to try to defend it as well, so your shit doesn't get banned too. But no one really thinks logically. As I said before, anime YouTube has ruined the topic of lolly when it comes down to things for the last, back in like what, 2015, 2016, because everyone was satirical about it, FBI meme constantly all over the place, and it doesn't make any type of sense. Lolicons are not honestly the enemy. The enemy is the people that actually want to go after and harm actual real children, which is something that needs to be stopped 100%. But going after fictional media does nothing but waste government resources and just waste people's time, because once you just reported something to the police and it's a fictional character, guess what you're doing? You're distracting the police from actually hunting down people for real. And what you just did, possibly just got a child molested. So how do you freaking feel about that? So 100% when it comes down to things, y'all need to just learn about what lolly is, what it actually is, what lolicon goes into, what it actually can be, all the branches of it before you formulate an actual opinion. I really wish we had bigger content creators talking about this, not just myself, because I'm kind of the only one that kind of talks about it on this high end of a detail, honestly. If we're being honest, there's no one really else talking about it. Imagine we had someone like on the scale of Neanders, honestly, like if she was still talking about this topic and about that life. Imagine we had someone on the scale of that massive amounts of followers and stuff like that. Imagine this channel was basically like that, honestly, but all about that lolly life. Honestly, we would have so much better, I would say better online communication when it comes to this topic. But obviously we're not there yet, and obviously Neanders betrayed the people, so we're in a rough predicament. This is again something that I think should be talked about in bigger circles, but are they going to talk about it? No, because they're too scared to talk about it, and they're just worried about their monetization and reputation when it comes to it. So most likely we'll never actually get to that point unless this channel goes somewhere good and blows up, honestly. Also, I don't know if I talked about this too. Also, can we say that this is also hilarious, the fact that they also said that, yeah, when it comes down to things, this is some illegal child stuff, honestly, but you showed it on camera. If this was real, then you would be under a lot of different charges like possession, viewing it, redistributing, because technically it's in video form so people can see what it is, so technically you will be under multiple different things. So you would definitely be arrested easily and your whole company would go down in flames. But you know, if that was really the case, you would be arrested. But no, but you still call it that, and you know it's not necessarily anything too crazy, you know. And especially when it comes to that manga in particular, I've seen way worse things, and that is possibly one of the more tamer stories I've ever heard compared to other stuff I've ever heard, especially when it comes to American stuff, honestly. And lastly, you go as far as to show fictional characters, you know, in their manga and stuff, but then you also go as far as to have this creepy ass camera angle, this cameraman go into these creepy ass camera parts and angles and then record real life people with real life families and kids and adults and stuff like that too. Like, I'm more concerned about who is your cameraman, because why are they recording these creepy ass angles like they're actually trying to film something for real? It doesn't make any type of sense. And this is the reason why I even still cover this topic, because of stupidity like this. This is why when I first came into this unbiased, didn't know anything about it into a super deep level, went inside it with it. This is why, because you have stupid people coming in and making these type of videos and making this type of discussion thinking that they're right when they're wrong. And it doesn't make any type of sense. But anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification on the way out. Also follow me on Twitter if you'd like to donate to the channel. Patreon is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, sign off. Have a blessed day.